Okay, this is going to be a video introduction on how to navigate Blackboard. So just in case this is the first time you've ever used a Blackboard course, I'm going to walk you through the main steps you need to take when you first log into this class. So that way you'll have a brief introduction. I'll do some other ones on some of the other tabs within Blackboard. So if you just logged on to Blackboard, you probably have seen a page like this. So you click on the class that you need. Now, of course, if you're watching this video, you're already probably into the intro module. I'll try to find a way to send this out to everybody as a link, just in case you don't know how to navigate it. Your most important tab here is going to be the course content tab. So you'll click on that. This is your home page. So that course content is your home page. So if you read the instructions and I refer to our home page, this is what I'm talking about. It's the course content link. And so you're not going to have all these other tabs. You'll probably just have one tab up here, which is a student view, but the teaching view is essentially the same. Right now I've got all these tabs hidden because this is before the class starts and I'm still working on improving the class, so I don't want students to get into it just yet. So let's just deal with the course content link for right now. This is your main page. Every time you open up Blackboard, you should go right to this. This is where most of your information you need to find is going to be here on this page. So let's say this is day 1. You'll click on module 1, week 1, which is just an introduction. So what you're going to have here is a couple of different tabs that you should go to, and these are the instructions that I put, just letting you know that you need to click on the course content link and go to module 1. This I did send out to everybody as an email, and also send it as an announcement, so you should be receiving that, just letting you know where you need to start at. Everything you need to know is going to be in these modules. So the next thing that's listed here is check your tech. So essentially telling you all the minimum requirements you need for a computer. I do know that some people with Macs have problems, so if that's the case, go in here and check and make sure you have everything that you need. If not, you'll contact this person, Dr. Laura Riza Hernandez, and she's the person that can help you out. I'm not a tech guy, so I don't work in the technical department, so if you have a problem, you need to contact these people. They can get you squared away, and there's her phone number. So that is making sure you have all the requirements. A big one that you're really going to need for this class, I try to keep everything in Adobe so that if you don't have Word or something like that, it shouldn't be a problem. So you definitely need Adobe, and you definitely need some of the players like Shockwave, Adobe Flash, because a lot of the videos that you'll be watching like this one will be on YouTube, which requires Flash. So the next thing I want to go over real quick is the syllabus. So as you can see, this is the course. Here's a CRN number. Check all that stuff on your roster. Make sure that you're in the right class. I doubt that you could get on it, especially if it's an online class, but some of my students will be in a traditional class. This is the syllabus for my online class. It is a little bit different than my traditional one. So if you're in my traditional first aid class, my face-to-face first aid, there are a few things that are a little different. But let's go over what is the same. There's my name, there's my office number, there's my room number, and there's my email. Try not to use this email. If you're in the online class, use the email through Blackboard. I like to have all my emails in one location, and so coming from this class, it'll be easier for me to keep track of who's sending me what if you'll send me the email through Blackboard, and we'll go over that later. Office hours. Here are my office hours. You can try to contact me anytime. You can even contact me after these hours, but if you're trying to catch me by phone, these are the best times to catch me. And this is a 3-credit-hour course. Here's a course description. Certification may be earned. That's important. Just because you take this class doesn't guarantee you're going to get the certification. You're going to have to pass the midterm with 80% or greater to get certification. And here's the book that we'll be using for class. A lot of times I get asked, do we really need the book? Well, yes, because there are a lot of projects, or the two main projects we do in class. You may need the book for additional reference, and the PowerPoints that I have online are pretty general, so if you need more detail, you're definitely going to need the book. Now, if you don't have the book right away, you can get by without it, but I would definitely encourage you to get it. Course content is a pretty cheap book anyway. Course content, these are all the different areas that we go over. Those are all the different chapters in the book, essentially. I've tried to keep it organized that way so that it's easy to follow along and so that you don't get behind. And then here's some of the learning outcomes. I'm not going to read those off to you. You can do that yourself. And here's a course requirement. Here's the grading. This is important. On an online class and even traditional class, since I'm going to be using Blackboard for that class as well, you'll be able to keep track of your points. So midterms worth 300, finals worth 300, first project 300, second project 300, quizzes 290, and the discussions are 270. And then when you add all those up, it's like 1760. Here's your traditional grading scale, and here's how to calculate your grade. So let's say you got 250 out of 300 on the midterm, 275 out of 300 on the final, 240 out of 300, and 280 out of 300 on the projects, 260 for the discussions, and 280 for the quizzes. And when you add them all up, let's say you got 1585. Well, you would take that 1585, which is the total points you have, against the max points you could get in the class, which is 1760, and that would give you a 90.1. So that's how to calculate the grade. Course requirements. Here's the individual projects. I normally get a lot of questions about the individual projects, and essentially I talk about a multimedia presentation. What I'm referring to there is you could do a PowerPoint or you could do a video. Normally I like the videos better because I can use them as examples in other classes, and the reason I like the videos is because students get much more from that. I can use them in my traditional classes, I can use them in my face-to-face, and if they're done really well, I can use them as instructional videos. What you would do is you would film a skill. Let's say you're doing CPR or how to control external bleeding. You would show all the steps, you would film that, narrate it however you want to, and then you would post it to YouTube. I'll make another video on how to post a video later on so that you will understand how to post a video if you've never done it. And then you just send me the link and I'll also post that online. Now, if you don't have a lot of experience with computers, you can use Microsoft PowerPoint and create a PowerPoint presentation about a skill that you think is important or that you want more repetition with. And let's say it's CPR, you would show all the steps like check, call, care, and once you got down to the care portion of it, you would describe each step and what you're doing and make a presentation about it, ideally taking pictures of yourself and putting those pictures in the PowerPoint, or using pictures on the web. Just make sure those pictures are not copyrighted. And same thing goes for the video. If you use any kind of music or something or any kind of media, make sure it's not copyrighted. So that's for project 1. Project 2, I'll make a separate video about that later, showing you exactly how it can be done, giving you some more examples. So quizzes. Quizzes are done after you've done most of the module. So like, let's say you've done all the stuff for chapter 1, and then you take a quiz at the end of it. So those are graded, and it sends the grade to Blackboard, but you'll immediately know your score. Skills test. If you're going to get certified, you have to do a skills test, even if it is an online class, and I'll post up the dates that you can meet with me at the end of the semester to do your skills test. Midterm and final, we talked about that. Class regulations. The very first few weeks, it's important that you log in the first week, and you continue to log in at least once a week after that, because that's how I record attendance. Because if you haven't logged on by census date, you'll be dropped from the course. So if it's like 2 or 3 weeks into the class, I can't remember exactly when census date is, then you'll be dropped from the course. So, and discussions, projects, they all need to be turned in on time. And you can work ahead, just don't get behind. And what I mean by that is discussions are graded at the end of each week after they're due, and then once I grade them, I don't go back to them. So if you missed them, That's just your problem. You'll have to just miss those points. So make sure you can work ahead, though. You can work ahead in other modules, but you're going to need other students to post discussions with you, so make sure that you have other students following along with you. Otherwise, you have to wait until somebody else posts a discussion, because you also have to respond to at least one of their student posts. But most of the time you'll have other students that work ahead too, but you'll just have to go at the pace of what other students are working at. And then students must drop their self. So if it's late in the semester and you decide, hey, I'm not going to get the grade I want, or for some reason you have to drop yourself. I don't do it for you. And then feedback. I always provide feedback after the due date. Normally you'll have it at least by that first Friday. So let's say it was due on Sunday. I typically will comment by Monday or Tuesday, but I always give myself to Friday in case something's coming up. And then scholastic dishonesty, you can read all that stuff. Disability access, there's numbers on there if you need any kind of mental health service or disability service, or information on academic support services. All those numbers and contact information is there. And there's the 3P tuition cost. Just saying that if you this is effective fall 2005, students will be charged the non-Texas resident hourly tuition rate for any course in which the student is enrolling for the third time. So if this is the second time you're taking this class, you better get the grade that you want, because the next time you take it, you're going to be charged out-of-state tuition. So anyway, that's a brief introduction into the syllabus and the intro module. And then there's a little funny video here. There's also going to be a quiz about the syllabus. I haven't put it up yet because I want to change it up. And once I do that, you'll take that quiz at the end. So there's a brief introduction. I'll have more introductions later on how to do projects and how to post videos and how to navigate the course and all that good stuff. So anyway, that's the intro module. The next video will be about module 2, because module 2 will be a model for almost all other modules throughout the semester, and that'll give you a good idea of what you're going to do on a daily basis. So I hope this video was useful, and I'll see you in the next video.